Namaskar, I'm Prachi Gupta and you are watching Sci-Tech, a show where we unravel the science behind everything. Every year we wait for the monsoon season to enjoy rains. For farmers, the onset of monsoon is celebrated as it ensures a good harvest and gains. But why do we depend on rains when we can create artificial rainfall? Yes, artificial rains are possible with the use of cloud seeding technology. Let's know more about this technology in this small clip. Take a look.
Every year, lakhs of Indian farmers await rains as they are solely dependent on the monsoon rains to irrigate their fields. For a country like India, such droughts pose a twin challenge of livelihood of poor farmers and food security for the entire nation. To tackle this issue, many Indian states such as Karnataka, Maharashtra and Uttar Pradesh are now using cloud seeding technology. But what is this technology and how does it work? We know that water evaporates from the water bodies, and while going up in the atmosphere, it condenses into tiny droplets which come together to form clouds. When more and more water droplets join the cloud, it becomes heavy and rain starts pouring. Cloud seeding helps to facilitate the rain when clouds are there, but are not heavy enough to rain on their own. In this technology, salts such as silver iodide and chloride are sprayed on clouds using a special aircraft. These salts have an affinity for water vapors, and their introduction attracts water vapors towards them, forming large water molecules. These large water molecules are heavy and hence they start pouring as rain under the influence of gravity. In India, IIT Kanpur and Hindustan Aeronautics Labs have already joined hands to provide low-cost cloud seeding services to the Indian states, and soon the technology may be used to lessen the pollution in Indian cities like Delhi by inducing artificial rain. Other than saving agricultural productivity, the technology has been used to have a rain-free day on opening and closing of 2008 Olympics and on the Duke and Duchess wedding in 2012. In such a case, the cloud seeding was done before the event to ensure that clouds don't pour on the fateful day. Isn't it amazing that we humans can partially control the weather too?
Dealing with coronavirus pandemic, we cannot refute the power of tiny things in turning our life upside down. While it remains dubious whether coronavirus is natural or synthetic, an invisible man-made material is rapidly destroying our and our planet's health. These are plastics. While we all acknowledge the presence of macroplastics or visible plastics and the pollution they cause, most of us don't know about the harmful effects of microplastics and nanoplastics. What are these micro and nanoplastics? How are they formed? And why are they a bigger danger to our health than the visible macroplastics? Let's find out in this short video.
Plastics, the wonder material once known for its durability, stability and affordability, has become a major environmental challenge in recent years. While macroplastics remain a visible problem, microplastics and nanoplastics, which are a smaller and an invisible form of plastic, are emerging as a more serious health hazard. These micro and nanoplastics are generated through physical, biological and chemical actions on plastic. Due to their invisible nature, they can enter human bodies through the use of products that contain a number of plastic items such as scrubs, lipsticks, mascara, shampoos, etc., other than by consumption of seafood. Scientists say that plastic particles can reach our stomach, and depending on their size, these plastics are either excreted, get entrapped in the stomach and intestinal lining, or move freely in body fluids such as blood, thereby reaching various organs and tissues of the body. An Indian scientist, Professor Chandrasekharan from Vellore Institute of Technology, and his colleagues studied the interaction between micro and nanoplastics with blood proteins to understand their impact on health. Their study revealed that blood proteins such as albumins, globulins, fibrinogens, which play an important role in osmotic pressure, molecular transport, blood coagulation, immune response, etc. are absorbed on the surface of nanoplastics, forming a plastic protein complex. These plastic protein complexes are attracted towards each other, resulting in aggregation of these complexes, leading to aggregates in the bloodstream that can block the flow of body fluids. Such studies make one wonder if the plastics are the reason behind the increasing rate of strokes and other heart diseases in the world.
What if I tell you about a bird that can fly more than 160 kilometers without flapping its wings? Impossible, right? But scientists have recently found that Andean Condor is the world's largest soaring bird, which has tremendous flying capabilities. Take a look.
Andean Condor is a massive bird. It is among the largest birds that can fly. Their wingspan is around 3 meters and they weigh up to 15 kilograms. Huge, isn't it? When the birds grow older and bigger, the energetic cost of flapping becomes high, and then they rely on the wind. These birds prefer to live in windy areas where they can glide in wind currents with no efforts. Andean condors are found in mountainous regions, coastal areas, and even in deserts that feature strong thermal air currents. For the first time, a team of scientists strapped recording equipment to 8 condors in Argentina's Patagonia. These equipment, which they called daily diaries, recorded each wing beat over more than 250 hours of flight time. On 13th of July, a research was published which says that these birds spent just 1% of their time aloft flapping their wings, mostly during takeoff. One bird flew more than 5 hours, covering more than 160 kilometers without flapping its wings. The study can explain how extinct birds with twice the wingspan of condors could have flown. The Andean condor's expertise is in soaring, a method in which birds use the upward wind currents to fly. Since the air rises, the bird can maintain its height relative to the ground. This is essential for its scavenger lifestyle, as it requires hours of circling high mountains looking for a meal. These birds are mostly black in color, but the males have a distinctive white collar around their neck, with some white markings on their wings as well. Like their relatives, the California condors, Andean condors have bald heads. The male have brown eyes, but the females have red eyes. For birds, the sky is not empty, but a canvas of invisible features. Wind gusts, current of warm rising air, and streams of air pushed upwards by landscapes such as mountains. Hence, they use these to fly, and some birds become marvelous pilots, like the massive Andean condor.
Time to wrap up this episode of Sci-Tech. You can share your feedback and suggestions to us on the email ID flashing on your screens. But before we end, here is a fact of the day for you.
In India, cloud seeding was first experimented in 1952, for which hydrogen-filled balloons containing salt and silver iodide were released from the ground.